Welcome to week 4 of Well Coach Carla's. We're talking today about eating when you're stressed out. So many of us, when we have a lot of stresses going on in our life, we reach for comfort food. And that's just a normal human behavior. So one of the things you want to learn about yourself is if you are stressed out, be conscious of, are you reaching for more sugar, more carbohydrates, caffeine, whatever it might be, because you are stressed out. Everyone feels stress, and what stresses you out may not stress me out. So don't beat yourself up about it. Make a plan that when you're under stress, what are you going to do? And one of the things that you can do is keep yourself on an eating schedule. So if you try to eat every 2 to 3 hours, you're less likely to go ahead because you're hungry and overeat on something that you really don't want. So this book has a really nice tip. This is the book that we're using on being stressed out, chapter 4. And it also talks about that different things may help you de-stress. Maybe it's play music, maybe it's spend time with your pet, maybe it's gardening. But absolutely, exercise is the one way that you can relieve yourself of stress and to sleep better. So ask yourself, am I eating because I'm hungry, or am I just eating because I want to eat? So for instance, we had an employee say, well, gee, I didn't eat so much lunch because I really wanted to save room for that piece of, red velvet cake. So if you find yourself doing that, those are the behaviors that you want to recognize in yourself and you want to try to correct. Maybe you decide you're going to take a short walk and see if you still have that urge to eat when you come back. A lot of people who think they're hungry, they're really thirsty. And it's because they haven't drinking enough water during the day. So it may simply be that if you sat down and drank a big glass of water, you might forget about that you're actually hungry. Be kind to yourself when you realize that you're overeating. This is something that many of Americans have. There's more obesity in the United States than there ever has been. And so a lot of people just reach for food to comfort themselves and know that that's a normal behavior, but you're trying to what? Modify that behavior. So make a list of the things that cause you to overeat.
All right, so when we talk about stress, we talk about the fight or flight response. Everyone's heard that term, but what it means is there are actual hormones that are being released by your body automatically that you cannot control. And they are coming into your system to try and help you protect yourself from something that's out there. When those hormones are continually in your system, there are metabolic changes that occur that prevent you from utilizing energy in a healthy, normal way. So for example, fat gets deposited differently, sugar resistance, rather insulin resistance develops, and it's much more difficult to control the normal metabolism of the body when you're under continuous stress from cortisol levels. Now, when we talk about stress, it may not be something that you're obviously aware of physically. You may not have the palpitations, the anxiety symptoms that go with what you think of as a stressful situation, but you can still have chronic levels of cortisol that are elevated that are impacting your overall health that you may not even realize.
And again, if you want any further information, check in at the Wellness Center or come to see me, the Well Coach. Thank you, and see you next week.